discuss right now, especially in this climate. Our main host today is not here. Montana, she's on her, where's she at? She in Paris?
Somewhere high.
The Bahamas. I'm not sure where she at. I started to call her again and just interrupt her little vacation. But I wish she was here, and I hope she's having fun. And today she's giving us the honor of running this show. Is that all right with you, Marv?
Yeah, that's fine with me, man. I'm ready.
Okay, we're not going to do things how we normally do it, where we introduce the guest. As you know, Marvin is a member of Blot and one of the heads of Blot, and he runs the real estate class. And we got a couple topics that we're going to touch. But before we touch that topic, let me get a couple of shout outs to a few people. I'm going to give a shout out to the BAs, the business advocates. It's because they have experienced a very, very steep incline, or we'll say exponential growth in our memberships in class, and they worked very hard these last 7 weeks. So I'm going to give a shout out to Vatina Holloman, a shout out to Shahira Bashur, a shout out to Kim Marshall, shout out to Chris Brooks, and of course a shout out to Montana while she's sitting on her couch doing whatever she's doing. And did I mean, Terry Turk, a special shout out to him. Y'all worked very, very hard these last 7 weeks, and I appreciate you. I also want to give a special shout out to the members that just came in. And I want you to understand that this membership, this 7 weeks, is not about you learning everything that we taught you or retaining everything that we talked about in the 7 weeks, but to get you to be aware. Creating that awareness is what we look at as an accomplishment of you coming into the membership. All right. So welcome to Blot, building business of leaders of tomorrow, today. All right. And then I got a couple of more announcements that Montana want me to make sure that you get out. So that's next month. We got the new class. This class is the last class of the year. And man, 2020 has went fast. But these classes start October 18th and 19th. So that means that we're going to have a class on Sunday. And the ones that don't show up on Sunday, the class is on Monday, which is the 19th. And we're going to have fun just like we did in these last classes. And this was a very good and very dynamic class. And I really appreciate these new members. And then we're going to have the real estate class. The real estate class is going to be facilitated by Marvin Spates, Carlos Lewis, and Dominique Gambrell. And that's on the 21st of the same week. All right. And that's starting over. And that group of people was a dynamic group of people. So I'd like to give a special shout out to them. I'd like to give a special shout out to Marvin, special shout out to Carlos, and most definitely a special shout out to Dominique for getting control of that wholesale piece. All right. So those of you that's not aware of the real estate piece, we do 7 weeks or 6 weeks of showing you how to do wholesale, analyze a deal, buy and hold, flips, still maintaining the deal. How does it fit in your financial concepts, all right? And commercial property, and how to, did I miss one?
Buy and hold? Did you say buy?
We did buy and hold. Property management.
Property management.
Yeah, how necessary it is to have a property manager. All right. So we also have group home training on the first and third Saturday of the month. Those classes are busting at the seams. We get a lot of people that come in to get that group home training. Those of you that are interested, and I'm going to tell you something. I just love the way we position these classes, the business class, the real estate class, and the group home training class. They work hand in hand. All right, so we got a lot of members that's taking all three classes. So if you're taking the group home training class, I'm telling you right now, it is essential that you get the business class and the real estate class. And those of you that's getting in the real estate class and you're trying to figure out how you gonna get those houses occupied for a buy and hold strategy, you might want to go to that group home training class. That's going to be premium rent. Okay, premium revenue when you start thinking about that type of concept. So what else do we got going on out there? We got the marketing class coming up. That's a TBA. And we got the grant training class coming up. That's a TBA. And the reason why all these classes are coming is because we got a whole lot of traction coming in, and we just had to open up another space. So we're 2 times bigger than we were 2 weeks ago. So for all of you that are watching us in Radio Land, we blowing up. Come get at us, okay? Come get your business together. Come learn how to do this real estate and learn how to do this group home training. All right? So since I gave those announcements, and I got a special guest here, which he ain't so special to me. I've been knowing him for 10 years, maybe longer now.
Yeah, I think it's
and we've been putting together a lot of financial strategies, right? But most importantly, we've been putting financial strategies together with some of the assets that creates exponential growth. And I love it. Okay, there was a couple of years ago where when you talked to me as a financial advisor and we talked about financial strategies, I was limited in what we talked about. Okay, but now I'm right back where my heart is at, and that is business strategies and real estate strategies included in your financial strategy. As I always taught the members, that there are four components in your life that will give you exponential growth. All right, exponential growth. 1 is being an entrepreneur. 2 is real estate. 3 is anytime somebody want to give you some money, like a matching 401k when you're working, okay? And that last one, which is the go-getter, is that legacy builder right there, is life insurance. And it's life insurance the way we do it, okay, banking style. So without further ado, Marvin Spates, let's talk about some of these issues, man, when we start talking about financial strategies using real estate.
Well, you know, it's always an honor to be here, so I got to first say thank you. Hello to everybody, and I hope y'all ready for this next class. Like Vern said, October 21st is the real estate class. This last class, it was a lot of excitement. It was a lot of new people and experienced people that had lost previously and are ready to get back into real estate. And so that combination really is what brought this conversation on today. And it's about just sticking to the fundamentals. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't think about it, but it's a lot of financial strategies involved with just real estate investing. Mm-hmm. And like you always say, you have to have an elastic mind to have elastic income.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to elaborate on what Marvin was talking about. When we start talking about elastic minds to create elastic income, and those 4 components that I say will give you exponential growth, which is being an entrepreneur and a real estate investor, we have to understand that there are information out here that has not been fed to us traditionally, and we have to be able to do non-traditional things to get an extraordinary outcome. Mm-hmm. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. And then sometimes we pick different people or different concepts and only take half the information.
Right.
And try to apply it to what we already know instead of taking the whole information and apply it to what you already know. Okay. So, and Marvin, I know that you have a bunch of strategies that you use, and we combined a lot of our strategies together. And I think one of the things that we're going to talk about is how some people just take half of that strategy.
Well,
and think they're going to get the outcome that you presented to them at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's no shortcuts to being successful at this. In my past, when I first started investing in real estate, I used to always try to take shortcuts. So when I see students trying to do some of the same things that I did, it's definitely time to have this conversation. Mm-hmm. Everything that we lay out in the class is based on a strategy, and anytime you waver from that strategy at any point, you're going to lose money. Mm-hmm. So what the class is about for me when it comes to people being successful in real estate is to minimize the amount of money to zero, mm-hmm. and to minimize the risk to where you're able to leverage more of your own money or other people's money to be able to create wealth. Now, the first formula that always matters is, and the first thing that you need to know is, don't pay too much for the house. Mm-hmm. And because of everything that's happening in the Cleveland market, for those of you who don't know, is one of the hottest markets in the U.S. And there's such a high demand for Cleveland real estate, and realtors are telling everybody that there's a housing shortage. We have COVID that's involved, where foreclosures are being held back. It's a lot of different factors that's happening right now that's giving a surge in the amount of money that people are paying for houses. Okay? And so it's easy to be convinced by other people, other realtors, other people in real estate to pay more for a house when that goes against one of the number one rules I talk about, which is don't pay too much for the house. And when I find students and other people that I know that's doing real estate paying too much money for them, it's an immediate red flag to where we gotta come back to the drawing board.
Hey, so let me ask you this: is it that they are emotionally attached to the concept and not being strategic with the situation?
Yeah, I feel like they are.
Okay.
Those emotions will play tricks on you every time.
Okay. That's what I thought it were. When I get it, sometimes I get a call here or there, whether it has something to do with both of us or dealing with a real estate investor outside of our network. It seems that the biggest problem when they start, you got to start this process off the right way, and that is be competitive, okay, and be strategic from the get-go. That's with the purchase and analyzing the property.
It starts from the analysis of the property.
Right.
When it's an easy way to analyze a property is to be conservative and look at it how an investor or a bank would look at it, where they don't want to put themselves in a situation to where the potential borrower would lose money or they would lose money. So it's an automatic need to be conservative on a risky strategy, because let's face it, flipping a house is very risky, because you're basing the ability and your success on things that haven't happened yet. Okay, so you got to understand that you need to have a sense of surety or security there based on the research and your analysis to kind of protect you when it's time to move forward and pull the trigger on a purchase.
Okay. So, do you have the tools?
Yes.
To show them. And
Yes.
I know Marvin always say, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Gavali.
What's
Because
up, Tony?
if Gavali was here, he would say numbers.
They call me numbers.
And why do they call you numbers, Mar?
Because I tell everybody, the first thing anybody call me when a student, a friend, family, whoever calls me about a house, the first thing I ask them, what are your numbers? If you don't know the numbers on the house, and when I say what are your numbers, that means what is the after repair value? What is your repair cost? How much are your holding costs? And what's the asking price? If you don't know those things, then you shouldn't be telling me you getting ready to buy a house.
Right.
I just got a phone. I get at least 1 to 2 phone calls, a week, every few days. Oh, I'm getting ready to buy this house, and the first thing I ask is, what are your numbers? And well, I didn't look up the comps. My realtor told me this, or this person told me that. Nah, you got to do your numbers. You got to look up them comps.
Yeah. So you got to know this, all right? Let me just say this about myself. As the president of Blot, and as being a financial planner that deals with a lot of real estate investors, okay, there's no way around that piece right there. Okay, there's no way around it. So when Marvin, and there's a reason why Marvin is teaching the class, and that's a reason why you're in charge of a lot of different real estate investors, whether they're foreign or they domestic, okay? There's a reason why he deals with them and they choose him. It's because he knows those numbers and he stick to them. His job is to have those guardrails there to when you decide that you want to go beyond those guardrails, he gonna snatch you right back in. So it really don't make any sense to come to your financial strategist about what you gonna do that Marvin say don't do and think that I'm gonna agree with it.
Right.
All right? And I think that goes to my bullet point right here. When you want to get into this business of doing financial strategies, including real estate, okay, it's a couple different things that you got to do. And a lot of you, and I'm gonna tell you this because we got people that's sitting on the sideline that talks about it all day and don't get in the game, right? So the first thing you got to do is make a decision to get in the game. All right. So when you make that decision to get in the game, that means that you are listening to your advisors. Okay. You're taking notes, because the reason why you didn't get in the game before was because of the people you were talking to that created the apprehensive or the reluctancy of you to even shoot a shot. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. So Marvin giving you the game so you can go out there and play the game and shoot a shot. All right. Pick your team members. What I mean by pick your team members, after you then found out that you could trust somebody, you go ahead and get you a mentor for one. A mentor is going to be that non-biased person that's going to sit on the sideline and watch you play. Get you an advisor. That's either that person or that team of people that's going to help you understand the moves that you make, and they're going to play with you in there. They're going to guide you through it, all right? And then get your partners. Your partners are the people that's going to be vested inside of it, whether it's financially, mentally, or emotionally, okay? And I'm treading lightly on that emotional piece. Mm-hmm. But you got to get those partners together at the same table with your advisor so everybody can be on the same page. That way everybody's speaking the same language. You just came in here with a situation where everybody wasn't speaking the same language, and I see that you was frustrated, my brother, right? But we got to get everybody speaking the same language so things can move in unison, all right? So that's your job as the CEO, the quarterback, and your advisor is the one that's going to help you navigate through it. The next bullet point, finish. See it through, okay? That means when you start something, finish it, okay? Make a decision that whether you're going to continue with this, finish it, put a stamp on it. If you're not, put a stamp on it, you're done, right? And if you're going to finish it and see it through, then repeat it, the same method over and over and over again, all right? And just refine it as you go.
What you just explained to everybody in I don't want to say layman's terms, but I'm going to simplify it. You teaching people what you need to have to make this real estate piece a business and not a hustle.
That's right.
Okay? And it's serious. It's very serious that people understand that what we're talking about and what we're teaching in class is something that you can keep doing over and over if you follow the strategies and you follow the instruction. Mm-hmm. We showing you how to create a business, another income stream, and you have to understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. We got to understand what you're saying. It's just no point of wavering at all from it.
Before we continue, I'm going to just take a small break to even say this. Another shout out to Montana, because I didn't give her the whoop whoop. Okay, Montana. All right, if you need to get into the business class, whether it's for nonprofit, for-profit, or even learn how to do this real estate game, you want to call Montana or Blot, Building Business Leaders of Tomorrow Today. That's at 216-815-7300. Again, that's Building Business Leaders of Tomorrow Today at 216-815-7300. Okay? And if you want to seek some advice, get those numbers on them properties, and we're not through talking. I'm just want to give a little prelude to Marvin. That way he can go out and get a little bit of business and bring it on back to Block, right? Okay.
That's the plan.
So Marvin, you be able to call Marvin to get those numbers together at what number, Marv?
216-396-8406.
Okay.
If you can't reach me on that number, you can reach me at 440-804-5853.
Okay. You got an Instagram? Oh, that Facebook account.
Facebook. We have a Facebook group. If you want to be a part of the group and you've been to the class and you need help for deals, people to network with, whether it's realtors, contractors, other members, look for me on Facebook at Marvin Glenn Spates, and then I'll invite you to the private group.
Mm-hmm. Man, one thing I got to commend you on is you joining in and helping out. Together we do this, and I just love your part of the business where you are changing people's minds on, changing the way they think about money, about getting funded. All right, it's because a lot of y'all have waited. I'm talking to the audience. A lot of you all have waited to shoot a shot because you didn't think you had a lot of money. you didn't know what funding a deal was. You considered getting an investor to fund a deal for you was like going to National City. I'm dating myself, ain't I? Going to Key Bank and getting a loan to invest in some rental property or a flip or something like that. Yeah. And this is a totally different game right here, okay? This type of money transfers and spins around a lot more than what we see. A lot of us haven't seen this type of money that goes around like this, all right? So Marvin provides the avenue for you to get the funding that you need for a deal, all right? In order to make these type of deals work, you really have to have the skill, all right? You really have to have the skill to go out and analyze a property and see a very good project. And a lot of times you come to the table with minimum money and wind up walking away with a very, very nice profit. So Marvin, you give them again your number, man, so they can get these skills.
You can reach me at 216-396-8406. Best way to reach me.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. So tell us about some of the new stuff that's getting ready to happen over here at Blot, man. What's your vision for Blot in the real estate class?
My vision for Blot in the real estate class is to have everything available online so that we can have tools that everybody and videos everybody can access at any time when they have a question or when they need a refresher. One of the biggest things that I'm working on right now is being able to provide basically a qualification for funding after you go through the real estate class, the whole 7-week course. You automatically are funded based on in the final assessment and the financial assessment, to where you're directly receiving the lending from one of my partners or myself or a group of us that are involved in different real estate transactions.
Very good. So that means he's gonna make things possible.
Yeah. We already have through networking an inventory of properties for people to access. That's in the private group. So the biggest thing that I want everybody in the class and every student that comes through and learns, whether it's a Blot member or somebody that just takes the real estate class, is that we have enough people, just between 10 to 15 of us, to be able to do multiple real estate deals or transactions together. And the more we work together, the more wealth we'll create, not only for ourselves, but for each other. And the more we can grasp that and actually put it into action, the more people are going to start seeing success.
Very good. Now, you drew a very good point a few months ago, where you said it was necessary for a person that come to the real estate class join the business class.
Yeah.
Would you like to shed some light on that for me?
The biggest thing that you need to be successful, have a successful business in real estate, is a business entity established. Okay. And you need to understand that the teaching and the guidance and the information that you're going to get from the Blot for-profit, nonprofit class is going to give you those tools that you need to understand, not only why you're setting up an LLC, but why it's beneficial to you as well. I think just dealing with a lot of real estate investors, they think just having an LLC is a piece of paper, and it's not as important as people make it out to be, because they don't understand. They just know there's something they need and they go get it. But it's a lot deeper than that when you get into generating millions of dollars in a real estate portfolio.
You're absolutely right. So if I hear you correctly, then when you say that we're using the business, not just a piece of paper for a formality, we're using it to be strategic.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be a little bit more strategic with it. And a lot of us out here in our community, we think that when people tell us to do something, they just telling us because it's proper. No, we're trying to get you engaged and try to be strategic with the assets that you're trying to maneuver, okay? And you use that with documents, entities, and different structures. And that's what we do in this collaboration right here. And I know we don't have a lot, we're running out a little bit of time, We got a little bit of time left, but, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this, is that At Blot, we have a each one teach one. I think it's imperative that I say this right now, that we have an each one teach one situation, and it really showed itself in this last class because a lot of people that was in the business class was in the real estate class simultaneously, and they were in there. All of them had experience with real estate and all that, and we all taught each other. We had our instructors, but a lot of people brought something to the table, and I think the way you start is the way you finish. And that's how we started off. Me, you, and Montana. You brought the real estate piece. I brought the financial structure piece in. Montana brought in the nonprofit piece and teaching the networking of entrepreneurship and with the nonprofit piece, right? And since then, which was 3 years ago that we put this operation together, I have, even though I had some experience in real estate and I'm a real estate investor, I am a better real estate investor because of you. You are a better financial professional, if I may say, because of me. Montana is a better real estate person than before because of you, right? And she's also a better financial structural person, you know, that can give out and give some type of order to somebody financially because of us collectively. You see what I'm saying?
That's the whole point that we've been trying to make,
And our members have adopted that same attitude. Right? So just to let you know what to expect when you come to Blot, that's the type of aura, the type of spirit, the type of environment that we promote and we nurture. Okay? So we're running out of time, and I'm going to give a few more shout outs just so I can refresh your memory. All right? Montana is off. Do not call her. All right? You can call me at 216-832-2237. All right? Take a little bit of weight off of her. This was a hard 7 weeks for her. She did a great job. And with that said, shout out to Lottie, too, for giving her some help because she truly needed it this go around. That means that we're doing a great job out here. You see what I'm saying? And with that said, we got the class starting again. That's October 18th and 19th. If you have not already signed up, you can call me at 216-832-2237. Forget I told you to call Montana because, like I said, she on break. Call me at 216-832-2237 so you can sign up for this October class. Again, it is October 18th and 19th. That is a Sunday and Monday. On Sunday, it is 10 to 1 and 1:30 to 4. All right? If you can't make it on Sunday, it's Monday at 6 to 9. All right? And then we have the real estate class. And so we could take the weight off of Montana still. If you want to get into that real estate class, you're going to have to call Marvin. Marvin, give him your number.
216-396-8406.
All right? And again, for those of you that already been to those classes, you want to fill up those houses, we got group home training the first and third Saturday of every month. First and third Saturday of every month. And you can call me at 216-832-2237. In a week, give it about a week, you can call Montana. All right? And I do, before we go, I want to remind y'all that we have Economic Tuesday, so that means that you are supporting your brothers and sisters and their businesses every Tuesday. We got to say it. I'm going to say it every week. Y'all got to do it every week. Support your brothers and sisters and their businesses every Tuesday. And again, it's Marvin Space sitting right here visiting us. My name is Vernon Tyus from Building Business Leaders of Tomorrow Today. Salute to Montana. She's sitting at home, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.